Okay, Eggleston versus Stuart, case number A167489119-C.
Good morning, Your Honor. Paola Armeni appearing on behalf of Mr. Eggleston.
Is there anybody on the defense?
No one else. I know Miss Galati had told me that she was going to call in. I did text her, but I haven't heard back.
Okay. Well, you say call in? Because I don't accept call-ins. I do it by video.
I used the wrong verbiage. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Joint motion to extend discovery and continue trial again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Since you're here.
I'm here, and I'm happy to. So I do want to remind the court, because I know at first glance it is concerning looking when the complaint was filed. But I went back and refreshed my memory on the timeline as well. I cannot tell the court because I was not involved at that time, but it appears from the docket that a motion to dismiss was filed about 7 months after the complaint was filed. Then another amended complaint was filed, then another motion to dismiss, and then a motion for reconsideration. So from my best guess, from 2017 to 2020, no discovery was going on in the case because the court had granted a motion to dismiss and there was litigation going on regarding that.
And it went up to the Supreme Court.
Then it went up to the Supreme Court in 2020, in March of 2020, and came back in November of 2021. What I can represent to the court is Ms. Galati and I have been working very hard. I don't know what supplement we're on disclosure yet, but we are consistently, every time I get discovery back, I'm sending over other requests for production. From my perspective, Your Honor, the concern with this case is that I know that I'm going to probably have to amend the complaint with additional parties. Unfortunately, the documentation in this case is not very clear, so we're gathering more information with more depositions that we take. Two of the biggest hangups, as the court is probably aware, is the defendants in this case who there is a notice of default against them. They're in Illinois. It appeared I served them. I served them actually before our last court appearance for their deposition. I then got contacted by Illinois counsel that said, can you give them a different date? I worked with them. Ultimately, they didn't show up. So we are, I believe next week, you have a motion for sanctions and an order to show cause. Why not to hold them in contempt? That's one portion of it.
Now, the defaults are only against the Callahans, right?
Only against the Callahans.
All right.
But they're percipient witnesses. So regardless if they want to be defendants in this case or not, I really am going to do whatever I can to depose them. Additionally, there are two adult children now that we have submitted to the court. I think it's sitting with the clerk of the court right now, the out-of-state commissions, to take the two Rodriguez adult children. It's my belief that they're in Illinois. So there's a couple of hoops we have to jump through to get some of these really, really important depositions. I have already been in contact with Ms. Galati. I'm trying to set 3 more depositions of DFS workers. So those should be done in February. So all in all, as I stand before the court right now, I know of at least 7 depositions that I have to take, and I anticipate more. I do anticipate amending the complaint, but I do want to have the depositions done, so I'm not coming back to the court multiple times. Additionally, I did speak to Mr. Eggleston's Rule 35 examination did take place. Ms. Galati deposed him last week. Rule 35 examination took place. I can tell the court that I have reached out to multiple neuropsychologists. Nobody's either available, and the one doctor I spoke to wasn't available till mid-March. So I've had some difficulty there. So, Your Honor, frankly, and I hate to say this, but looking at the motion and preparing today, we had only asked for 60 days, and I'm wondering, I think we should at least have 90 days based on everything I've represented.
I think you're going to need more than that, which is very concerning to me. Now, I'm also concerned about, do we have a 5-year rule problem? I know the case was stayed while it went up on appeal. But this is a 2016 case. It's 6 years old. It was filed December 30th of 2016.
Right.
And as you and I both recognize, we are second or third players in terms of coming in. I didn't come into the case until May of 2022, and you've not been in the case much longer than I have. But we got to get it moving. My goodness, it's an old. In fact, it's one of my oldest cases. How long do you think you're going to need?
I mean, if the court wants to give us 120 days.
Extension from right now, the jury trial is set for September 5th of 2023 on a 5-week stack. Excuse me. So if you're looking at 120 days from that, you're looking at January of 2024.
I think that would be more realistic, and hopefully, absent any good cause, I think that should give us enough time, because we are working. I can tell you that we definitely are in full gear on this case.
Okay. Let's go ahead and recalendar the trial. I'm going to grant your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's January 2nd?
Yeah, January 2nd at 1 p.m. So January 2nd, 2024 at 1 p.m. Pre-trial calendar call December 2023 at 8:30.
Okay. And by the way, that 5-week stack is the one that starts January 2nd of 2024 at 1 o'clock, and obviously that must be a Tuesday, right? Because I have motion calendars Tuesday, Thursdays.
And Your Honor, to the extent, I don't know the court's policy on this, to the extent that you require the clients to be here for calendar call, can I ask that Mr. Eggleston's appearance be waived, since he will be flying internationally?
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Thank you.
And also he could appear by Blue Jeans as well. I'm all right with that.
Okay.
And yes, Justice.
Okay, it is a Tuesday. Okay. And I suspect you guys will be number one on the stack, because I just don't have old cases. Or most of my cases are old. All right, we'll get you out a new trial schedule in order.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.